Oh, yeah, the NBA is all social justice until it hurts their bottom line. As the Chinese Communist Party decimates human rights in their country, their NBA partnership is reportedly growing by the day. How wonderful. The league claims they encourage players to support their beliefs, like Black Lives Matter. But Turkish-American basketball player Enes Freedom, well, he has been speaking truth to power, using his platform to speak out against human rights abuses, not only in his native Turkey, but also in places like China. Turkey put a bounty on his head. But all that the NBA has done, lip service. And their support stopped when Enes advocated on behalf of Tibet, and the league allegedly threatened the NBA's $5 billion payday with China. Now, Enes claims, well, the league is blacklisting him for daring to speak out against China. And here with me now in studio to share his story, pro basketball player. He's an activist. He's one of the greatest people I know. Enes Kanter Freedom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, this is very serious business.
Of course.
So how do you keep yourself safe? I know you live in Washington, D.C., but the Turkish government really put you on their most wanted list, and they put a $500,000 bounty on your head.
You know, when I heard about that news, I was actually doing a basketball camp in Vatican for Muslim, Christians, Catholic, and Jewish kids. And right after the basketball camp, they told me about the bounty. You know, my name was on the most wanted terrorist list before, but this was the first time actually the Turkish government put a bounty on my head, you know, dead or alive. So I was like, I just couldn't believe it. You know, I had a conversation with some of my friends on the ground and FBI. They said, come back to US immediately because this could get very dangerous. So I've been pretty much in my house the last 3-4 weeks. And what I cannot understand, how can a foreign government can put a bounty on American citizen head in US soil?
Yeah. I mean, it's scary that we can't do more to fight back against that, because, I mean, I feel like our government has appeased the Turkish regime for so long. And I know you've raised a lot of money for earthquake victims. You've raised over $1 million with your friends. Are your friends and family safe back home?
They're safe. I mean, luckily they live in the west side of Turkey, but I believe over 41,000 people have, you know, lost their life so far. And I think people are saying the number's going to go up. So we got to do whatever we can to just help them. But what gives me so much hope is the response of the international community. And obviously everybody knows that it's not a easy thing to work with Erdogan's government, but I see this, you know, people from all over the world trying to do the best they can to help Turkish people, and it does gives me so much hope.
Yeah, Turkey and Syria, and so many people who were displaced from Syria and who went to Turkey lost their lives, and they had to be returned back. One person who's living the life is Lebron James. I mean, he's just printing money with what you deem as slave labor.
Well, he just became a billionaire by signing this crazy amount of money with Nike, I believe the most hypocritical company in the world. If you look at what Nike is doing in the United States, they stand with Black Lives Matter, no Asian hate, LGBTQ community, and then when you look at China, everybody knows about the slave labor and sweatshop. So I was like, I had to expose him.
Yes.
You know, and especially someone like LeBron James, I mean, big hypocrite.
And when he broke the all-time scoring record, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, still arguably the greatest player to play the game. Maybe not the great. I'm sure people are like, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I do not think LeBron James is the GOAT. I think Kareem is still a much better player. But you had a very funny meme about LeBron's morals.
Well, I mean, I had to because he is like the face of the league. People are saying he's the face of Nike, and for someone to just only stand up for the things until it affects his money and business, you know, then he's gonna shut up about it. And that is killing me. So I was like, you know what? I'm the only person who's gonna say something against him. I'm just gonna go out there and say it like it is, and I don't care what anyone says, you know? I mean, he is one of the best basketball players, yes, but I mean, everybody knows he got no morals, no values, no principles, and no empathy. Your shoes that you're wearing is being made by slave kids.
Yes.
And you have 3 kids. Come on.
Yes, and it's not just Uyghurs who are forced into these concentration camps, and you have advocated for them as well. It is children. This is still happening. You know, these are not horrific stories from a bygone era. This is happening right here and right now. So you have been looking to start a shoe company. How hard was it to find a manufacturer without using slave labor?
So it actually took me and my team to, I think, around 6 months to find a company which has nothing to do with the slave labor. And I was blown by. I was like, I cannot believe the last 10 years the shoes that I was been wearing was just being made by slave kids.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I think we just need to create a shoes where all the kids around the world can just buy it and say, you know what? There's no oppression, and there's no blood, and there's no tears behind the shoes.
Absolutely right. So you have been blackballed by the NBA. Are you going to sue the league?
I mean, a lot of people are telling me, yes, I have to, because I want to expose this hypocrisy even more, and especially the support I'm getting from the Congress. Not every side, but some sides, it just gives me so much hope and motivation. And I was like, you know what? When the protests were happening 2 years ago, NBA was the first organization went out there and saying, you know what, this is bigger than basketball. We got to stand up for social justice, blah, blah. But then this happened because they know that the things that they're going to stand up for in America is not going to affect their money and business. But if you say anything against China, you'll be canceled.
Yeah, if you put free to bet on your shoes, all of a sudden your friend Colin Kaepernick won't even return your call because he's a big sissy hypocrite. Can't stand that guy. You're amazing, Enes. Please come back.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
He's quite tall. I will tell you this from personal experience. And to hear my extended conversation with Enes, check out an upcoming episode of Kennedy Saves the World. That's my podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, FoxNewsPodcasts.com.